This
How
is
you
Fred
doing?
Beck from Fred Beck Fighting, proudly sponsored by Empire Fight Store and joined by once again the one and only Dan Canobbio. Dan, how's it going, mate? How are you?
What's good, Fred? My favorite reporter in the UK under the age of 20.
There we go. At least on someone's there or something. I've seen.
You're doing a great job, man. I watch all your interviews. I'm a fan. You're grinding. You're doing it at a young age. You're trying to understand the media landscape. I'm a big fan, and thank you for having me.
Wow, thanks for coming on, Dan. What you watched my interviews, Fred Beck Fighting?
Of course I do, man. You're very passionate. I support people that are passionate about boxing, passionate about things they do. I can tell you are. So I want to keep up with what's going on in the boxing world. I feel like you help me keep up what's going up with in the UK. And obviously there's a huge fight this weekend between Amir Khan and Brook. I'm sure we'll touch on too. But yeah, I watch your stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. That means a lot, mate. I've seen a lot about you recently on Twitter and the news. Obviously, TMZ wrote an article. What was that like? Is that a debut for being on TMZ?
Actually, a few years ago, I did something with TMZ for John Gotti, who is a notorious mobster here in New York. His grandson is an MMA fighter, and TMZ did a story on him, and I interviewed him for TMZ. But this is the first time that they ever did something right up on my show, which was it's a great feeling. Of course, you want to be, respected and you want your work to be highlighted by your peers and in your industry, but this time it was a little different because of the subject matter and what was being discussed. Ryan Garcia, as if you're a boxing fan, you understand what's going on with him or what was going on with him, going through depression, bouts of suicide that he revealed in this interview. And I think that it's a good thing that he was talking about it. It's a good thing that he is seeking help. He has a huge platform and he's looking to help people that are also going through the same things. And it was a really important interview for me. And I felt, honored that Ryan would, reveal some of those things to me and reveal it to the world because it's not easy. So it is nice to get, a write up like that from TMZ, Bleacher Report. But, it means more that, maybe some people will get help or some people will realize that they're not alone.
Exactly. I've seen really cool. Talking to Ryan, obviously, he had a lot to talk about, which is good to see. And obviously, he's a lot better now than he was. And I saw, obviously, you kind of associated with Esports Boxing Club. I guess you saw the video they put out last night, I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see that? It was pretty cool. Yeah, so we're in. So some of my work is sponsored by them. CompuBox, as you know, when we talked last time, is going to be in the game, and our stats are going to be in there. We might help them with the fighter attributes, and they sponsored my Dame Lillard interview, and it was so funny, Fred, because they I did like a little ad read for them, and I said the game, coming out later this year. And little did I know, they this one guy made a whole video on my ad read, breaking down my every word as if I knew something that everyone else did. But that's how much anticipation there is for this game. And they put out their gameplay, updated gameplay. Yesterday looks phenomenal. I've been talking to a lot of guys there. This guy Will Kinsler, who you should get him on
I've spoken to Will before. Will's a nice guy.
He is a sharp guy. It's the guy that was on the ground floor of helping create Fortnite. He was at EA Sports for years, with Madden, and now he is pretty much like one of the top guys at the Esports Boxing Club or Steel City Interactive. Sharp guy. They have their attention to detail with this game. That's the reason why it's taking so long to come out, because they just want it to be perfect. So I understand boxing fans have waited a long time. Let's just wait a little bit longer, so when the game comes out, it's perfect, and we can just have so much fun playing.
Do you have any idea when the game might come out then?
No, I don't. I have no clue. They only, give me little crumbs, like I know that obviously it's going to be soon because just take a look at the gameplay. It has, gotten better since the last update. So I have no idea when it's coming out. Hopefully this year, because I want to get my hands on it. I want to play. I want to beat you, Fred. Create my own guy. We can have like a media tournament, take you out.
Oh yeah, it's quite a good idea. Like a little media tournament. But you can, since they kind of sponsor you, kind of bit associated with them, are you going to be directly in the game, or just be like CompuBox logo and stats will be in the
game? CompuBox is going to be in the game. Our signage, our logo, our stats. Of course, I want to be in the game, and maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be an unlocked character. Maybe you never know. Of course, I'm going to try. I know I want to be immortalized in a video game. That would probably be the coolest thing that could ever happen to me. So I'm trying. They have a lot on their plate. So I don't know exactly where I am in the pecking order, but I'll try.
And which fighters should be on players first in the game then? And they got so many.
Say that again.
Which fighter do you think will play as first in the game?
Oh wow. Damn. Toro Gotti, probably. He's one of my all-time favorites. There's just everyone. Everyone's in the game. They got Sugar Ray Robinson. They got Muhammad Ali. You could be Canelo. You can be Wilder. You could be Fury. I mean, it's got the biggest roster. I think that's the really cool thing, and something that they are really trying to do is make sure it's not just the big names. We want everyone in there. We want, they want to be able to, give some money to fighters that, need help, because if you buy the game, and if you use the fighter, they get a portion of the sales. That's how it works. So it's a great game, and I can't wait I'm looking forward to making my own guy, like making me, I get character. And that's what Dame Lillard I was excited about when I had him on my show. Is I was like asked the same question. I was like, who are you playing with? And he said, me. Like, I'm doing my career mode, and I'm going to make it to the title fight and see where it goes from there. So that's career mode is the coolest part, I think, of boxing games.
Yeah, certainly it will be definitely quite good. Do you think this game will bring a lot more exposure to boxing in general for kind of the casual fans knowing who the fighters are?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Fight night, I thought, made boxing fans out of people. It made even a casual fan. It's just a great thing. Everyone plays video games now. It's just, it's just a part of the fabric of culture here in the United States. I'm sure the same, just world, not just, in the UK or over here in the States. It's like everyone plays video games. So if you can introduce casual fans, you can introduce non-boxing fans to like how great the sport is. Take a look at some of the fighters that are in the game, past, present. I think it's going to do wonders for the sport, and something that was really been missing for the last 10 years.
Yeah, certainly. It's good. It's going to bring a lot of exposure, probably give boxing a massive boost as well. And obviously, they're Kell Brook announced into the game, which is quite cool to see. And the fight coming, what time will that be for you guys? Are you New York time? Is that where you're about?
Yes, New York time.
What will that be for you?
Well, it's noon now here. So usually, this is why I love fights in the UK. Like, a few weeks ago, we had Eubank card. It was on at like 4 or 5 p.m. here. And so it's over by 7. You can still go out. You can still have a night out. But tomorrow is double duty. We got the Con Brook card on ESPN Plus, which will probably start here in the States at 3:30, and then we got the zone card with Jaime Munguia in the main event. Williams Zepeda co-main event. So every Saturday, man, it's just all hands on deck at CompuBox. But I do love those afternoon shows. Last weekend there was no nightcap, so it was just strictly a 5 o'clock fight. Or here, and then can't beat it. For you guys, I know you guys got to stay up till, do you stay up late till 4 or 5 in the morning, like my guy Rob Tebbett at Boxing Social?
Oh yeah, I know Rob. Rob's a really nice guy. I've had him on a few times.
Yeah.
I normally wake up for the fights. So for when it's
so you set your alarm for like 5?
Yeah. So well, actually now it's a bit annoying because the time starts at 3 o'clock now. That's even earlier than 4. So yeah, I wake up for him. Rob stays up though. Rob's like he's quite tired, I think.
He's crazy, man. He's getting too old to be staying up late like that. I can't do that either. I'm probably around the same age as him. It's tough being up that late. But you UK fans are the best. I gotta get out there. I really want to make it out for I'm trying for Fury White once that becomes official. Like, that's gonna happen. Dillian White's just posturing for more money. But April 23rd, if it happens at Wembley, if it happens at some other soccer stadium, that crowd's gonna be nuts, right?
Yeah, it's gonna the press conference. I think if they allow Eddie Hearn to be there, you can have Eddie Hearn, you can have Frank Warren, you can have Dean White, you can have Big John Fury. I mean, the press.
Oh man,
for that. It should be paid. Be paid to view the press conference.
Seriously, you hope you're there with your camera.
Yeah, hopefully I do get allowed in. But I remember talking to Rob. He says he might come out and move out here in like 5-10 years time, move out to the States because he just can't do the early mornings anymore though.
I don't blame him. Those early mornings, those late nights will take years off your life.
Well, I hope not, because then I'm not living a long life then. But let's just talk about the fight this weekend. Kell Brook and Mick on. How do you see it? A long time in the making. How do you see it playing out?
Man, I mean, I've been going back and forth on this fight because there's so many variables. I mean, they're both kind of obviously on the tail end of their careers. I'm trying to figure out who's the fresher of the two, and like I'll be like, all right, Amir Khan probably is the fresher of the two. He's probably closer to his prime, but neither guy, let's be clear, is close to their prime. But maybe Khan is fresher. Then I'm like, wait a second. Khan usually looks good, then gets absolutely starched, which makes this fight even more exciting. Kell Brook probably has more power, has more of that game-changing power, but he's been talking about the weight all week and how hard it was to get below that 149 threshold that they agreed on. I mean, this is a classic grudge match. It's just going to be, I guess Khan is like probably the betting favorite by a little bit. Is it? Do you know?
I think Hell's the betting favorite. I haven't checked. I think,
but it's not like
I think it's really close.
Yeah, right. The odds aren't anything like drastic, but I mean it's really hard to pick a winner in this one. I think it's like a no disrespect to them. I think it's almost like a train wreck, like a car crash. Like you have to like look at it when you drive past. You rubberneck. You look at it, and there's a fascination with this fight. Obviously, it's coming too late, but it's not the first fight in boxing history that happened way past its expiration date. But I think we're gonna tune in and have some laughs, watch two guys go at it, and I will say that Amir Khan will somehow find a way to win.
Do you think the later it goes, do you think that benefits Khan or Brook more the later the fight goes?
Another thing, you could just like as the fight goes on, that's just more time for Khan, for Brook to touch the chin of Khan. But who knows? I think Khan is in better shape. I think Khan probably has a little more left in the motor, working out with Crawford, working out in Omaha with that whole team. I mean, you got to be in shape with them. But who knows? When a fight starts, I'm leaning Khan. I'm talking myself into this. How about you?
I don't know. It's a real pick and fight. But what do you make of Crawford? That's a real interview. I can't wait to judge a question.
Yeah, I'm interviewing you now. That's how it goes.
What do you think of Terence Crawford training with Amir Khan? What do you kind of make of that? Do you think that can benefit Khan this late in his career?
Sure. I think it's kind of cool. I mean, obviously they were once, they fought each other a few years ago, and Amir Khan, props to Khan for taking it serious and moving over here to Omaha, Nebraska, which it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, and taking it serious. That shows me that he's taking this serious. Who knows? I mean, he's obviously looking for more paydays. This is a big fight. And if he loses, probably the end. If he wins, he'll probably try to find another guy. Obviously there's fights with like a Conor Benn or more of these like stateside clashes where you got an old legend versus an up and coming guy. But yeah, I give him major props for taking the camp seriously, training alongside Terence Crawford, who's arguably top 3 pound for pound, Bomac, that whole camp, Shakur Stevenson. He definitely got good sparring, that's for sure.
Yeah, certainly. He probably did with Terence Crawford. Saying the sparring was a lot closer, but most fighters do, I guess. But he was saying it's a lot closer than the actual fight was. But Dan, I'm sure we'll catch up soon. Thanks so much for your time. But what do you got coming up over the next few months?
So next week, I have a very, very big guest, Fred. This is probably one of the biggest guests I've ever had outside of Mike Tyson. He's a legend. I can't give the name just yet. Kind of like on this legends kick lately. I had Roy Jones on last month, Bernard Hopkins. My dad came on. He's a legend in my eyes. Of course, created CompuBox, but I have another legend coming on next week. You can want to check that out. Inside Boxing Live, CompuBox TV, YouTube page, and just putting content out. Some picks, some interviews. Just trying to keep it going because I think that the boxing schedule is about to really pick up. March is going to get better than April is just loaded. Every single weekend, we got something really exciting. So I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row. I'm sure you are too, to kind of like look at the schedule, figure out what type of content I want to do, make sure fans love it, just give people something, to watch.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the first half of the year, everyone knows what's happening, but no one actually knows what's happening for the second half of the year. So it should be good. But Dan, thanks so much for your time. I'm sure we'll catch up soon then, mate. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me as always, Fred. Keep grinding, my man.